Greetings my dears in love and light. How to do automatic writing. That's channeling through writing and download that way. So automatic writing is when we're performing channeling of a sort, and we channel through from spirit or from other realities through ourselves like a vessel, a channel, and onto paper. Now some people channel using speech, they'll channel and then speak everything that comes through. Some people channel and paint wonderful pictures or create poetry. There's all sorts of ways to channel. And one way to channel is through writing. Now I've done videos on channeling and how to channel and what it feels like to do channeling. So please see those videos. I've also done a video on how to get into the trance state as well, and that is helpful. So when you start to do automatic writing, you need to get into a very relaxed state, because this allows your brainwaves to lower and your conscious mind to dissolve, allowing your subconscious mind to come through. And your subconscious is the bridge to the soul. It's your access to higher wisdom. So once your conscious mind is bored and sort of steps aside or is just sort of observing the process, the subconscious mind does things naturally. Now, many people don't understand the simplicity of this process. It really is simple. And yet there's no big signpost being held up saying that you're doing it now. They're looking for some revelation or some big feeling to come over them that tells them they're doing it now, they're channeling now, they're managing to do automatic writing now. But it's a very subtle feeling. And I describe that feeling as just flowing. It's when it becomes easy. It's when the information flows. You're in a slightly disassociated state. And I'll describe 3 types of writing in a moment. But the main one that I use, I'm in a somewhat disassociated state, and yet the information is flowing through me. I'm not sure where it's coming from. I'm not really thinking up anything. It's just coming out. And that's what it feels like. It's a very subtle feeling. It just flows through you. So here's 3 different types of writing and what they feel like and what they're like to do, just to help you discern the difference. So type number 1 is conscious intentional writing. Now we do this a lot. We do it at work, when we're studying, when we're writing an essay, when we're writing a letter or what have you. It's when you are consciously thinking up things to say and writing them down, or you're figuring something out and writing it down. The thinking comes first, the conscious intentional reasoning comes first, and then you write it down. You think up what to say, thought, then writing. You're conscious throughout and aware of what's going on. It's okay if you're interrupted now and again, and there's no need to meditate before you do it. In fact, in terms of brainwaves, your brain is highly active, usually in the beta state, and therefore you don't need to lower your brainwaves to do the writing. In fact, it's kind of more effective being in the beta highly active state. The second type of writing that I'm going to mention here is inspirational writing. Now this can be done sort of partly in trance, so that you're channeling and yet you're still consciously aware. Now in this state, it's good to meditate before you begin, because as I say, you lower your brainwaves. Please see my video on brainwaves, that'll really help here. You lower your brainwaves, and that makes it so that the conscious mind can really dissolve and the subconscious mind comes through. Now in this state, the conscious mind is still present. This is how I usually do automatic writing. My conscious mind is still present. It's like I can see what's going on. My conscious mind is sort of watching the process, and yet all this writing is coming out. It's not that my hand is doing it on its own. It's that the information is just coming through me and I know exactly what to write. I'm not consciously thinking what to write, but I just feel it flowing. I want to get it onto paper. The information is coming. More and more ideas are just springing into my mind. Trails of thought are flowing, and I just feel the urge to get it onto paper, sometimes quite quickly, and it's hard to keep up with the thoughts that are coming in and the speed that the writing is coming out. So I sit at a table with a pen and paper, quiet surroundings, and I dim the lights and I make sure I'm not going to be disturbed. I find that meditating for about 10 or 15 minutes before you begin is a good amount of time to get the brain to relax down into the alpha state. So then you set the intention that you're doing some automatic writing, and then your spirit guides gather about ready to help channel this information. They may be conduits from some other higher entity, higher self, or from the Akashic records, or some part of the mass consciousness, anything like that. So it gives your spirit guides a chance to gather round. And what I usually do next is to ask a question. Now it's good to ask a question because it starts the information flowing. It's like a catalyst to get the information going. And then you feel it just starts to flow through you. You can have some questions written down on the side, which you can freely look at and ask again within your mind, question by question, and feel the information coming. And what often happens is that the information starts flowing and you're writing more and more and more, and then more information comes on slightly related topics, and you go from topic to topic, writing and writing and writing. So what it feels like to do this kind of automatic writing is that you are consciously aware while you're doing it. The conscious mind is there and observing. You remember everything while you're doing it, and yet you're not too sure how you manage to think of such things and think of so much and so quickly. It's said that A Course in Miracles was actually channeled this way. The writer was conscious and aware while it was going on, and yet the information was just flowing through. Now this type of channeling is the most easiest to do because anyone can meditate and relax themselves down. But the little jump to make is knowing that it's a very subtle process and allowing the information to just flow without the conscious mind interfering. So you mustn't think things like, is it working? Am I doing it now? Or if the conscious mind is questioning the information coming through, that immediately blocks off the process. The subconscious must be free to express itself in a very relaxed state. And the information will be channeled through your soul, your subconscious, or coming from your very wise, amazing subconscious soul or higher self. So it's important to allow it to come through. And the way that's done is by allowing the conscious mind to get bored, dissolve through deep relaxation. And the third type of writing that I'll talk about today is actual classical automatic writing. Now I find that inspirational writing is absolutely sufficient. I can just allow my conscious mind to step to the side while I get on with it. But true automatic writing is when you get into a trance state and you become unconscious. So you'll be sitting there at the table writing away, unable to remember anything that's going on afterwards, and time will fly by. It's almost like your conscious mind is completely switched off as if asleep, yet you're sitting there busy doing the writing, and the information will flow through you completely unhindered by the conscious mind because it's totally absent. Again, it's best initiated by a question or questions. Meditation is definitely necessary beforehand, and calm surroundings are absolutely essential. Now some people can meditate and get into a trance state easier than others, as I said. Please see my video on how to get into trance. And if you find you can't do it, then just go for the inspirational writing, because as I say, it can be done just as well that way. But in the trance state, when you're totally disassociated and the conscious mind is gone, it's not that you're possessed, it's just the conscious mind is not online. The subconscious is completely online, doing all the writing for you. And then you just wake up naturally when you're done. Or you go into sleep, at which point your head will drop or you'll fall off your chair or something. Or lie down and go to sleep. So there's no harm in doing it. You're not being possessed or anything. However, it's a good idea, a very good idea, to use protection. If you're going that deep into trance, if you manage to be able to do it, protection is key, and it's a good idea to have someone with you while you're doing it, as someone who you trust, who you can work with. Because if you're giving yourself over to that extent, then you do leave yourself open to entities passing by or sometimes light worker type beings, wanderers, they are a magnet to negative entities who want to put a stop to the good work that you're doing. If you're bringing through higher knowledge and wisdom, negative entities that are discarnate are going to find that very attractive to try and get in on, and perhaps try to interfere with your message and bring through information of a more negative nature. They can pose as a guide of yours and give you information that may seem good, but really it's of a negative, self-serving, manipulative and controlling nature. So please see my video on protection to help with that. Please see my video on demonic entities to help with that. And once again, please review my videos on channeling, which also cover a lot of this stuff. So just quickly, what it feels like to do true unconscious automatic writing is that you go deep and deep into the trance state. So consciously it feels like you've fallen asleep because you just don't remember anything. So you're just sitting in your chair at your desk with your writing materials, and the writing happens but you don't know about it, you don't feel it, you don't remember anything that's written, you don't remember doing it. And then when you're done, you either fall asleep or wake up. The person with you can wake you. When you're done, you often naturally wake yourself, and you look at your paper and you see a load of writing's been done but you don't remember doing it yourself. That's what that feels like. Now, automatic writing can be done by anyone if they can get into that level of trance. So inspirational writing is the one that really can be done by anyone because it's not so difficult, and it can be done with just a little bit of practice. Just being aware it's a very subtle process and just relaxing down and letting things flow. Sometimes I get comments on these types of videos from people who are very protective over these skills, and I think it's because they know how to do them and it makes them feel like it's their skill, it's their power in a way. But I just want to tell you today that anyone can practice these things, and as long as they do it in love, light and understanding and practice protection as well, then it's your right to be able to practice and do these things and connect with the other side and to higher realms of existence and with your higher self. It's your right to do it. And those who say it can only be done by a few special gifted people, or say that you mustn't be doing this, it's dangerous, I disagree with them. If done properly, it's your right to do automatic writing or any other spiritual ability you wish to learn. So enjoy doing automatic writing or creative writing under gentle hypnosis, self-hypnosis, because it's a wonderful skill to help you bring through higher wisdom, new ideas and creative ideas, and get back in touch with your higher self, yourself, which is your right to do. So leave me a comment and let me know how you're going with this, and if you enjoy automatic writing yourself. And don't forget to click subscribe if you're not already a subscriber to receive regular spiritual inspiration on your journey through life. Like and share also, because we're raising the mass vibration together. So go now, in love and peace.